glares from the light, isn't it? My dog's laying right here. Welcome to Allowed to Talk. Today I want to talk about traffic and things that go on with traffic. First I'm going to talk about my dog right here. She's laying here. And she won't get in the back of our vehicle since we got rear-ended in that traffic. Waiting for that accident to clear on the highway, Route 49, I guess. Anyway, Route 49 goes down from the state we live in, Missouri, down through Arkansas, through the Ozarks, which is mountainous area for there. The very southwest part of Missouri, and the northwest part of Arkansas has the Ozark. I guess you could call them mountains because they're nothing like the Rocky or the Smoky Mountains. The Smoky Mountains is where I've been already. And I stood there and I couldn't look down very much because heights bother me. And this is nothing like the Smoky Mountains, of course, but it's high. And there's like, I think 9 bridges totally going through the Ozarks and 1 tunnel. And when we drove down to Alabama, it's a 10-hour drive, and we had our camper. Our dog would not get in the back with the luggage. And she had plenty of room to lay down there, but she would not get in the back. And my double chin is horrible. That's the way it is. I don't have any turtlenecks left. I got rid of all of them. Old age, you know how your skin sags? Well, that's happening. But I'm still alive. There's a lot of people that their soul have left their body, and they're waiting for the transforming of the body when Jesus comes back. That's what I believe anyway. Now I'm off track again, but Route 49, going south when we went down, it was pouring down, raining. And I couldn't see when the bridges were coming up. And some of those bridges are high. And there's not a big, like there's only maybe 4 feet on the concrete on the sides, and you could see over them, but it was pouring down raining and still dark because we left early in the morning, and I was a mess as far as my stress level. And I had a really bad sore throat right before COVID, so who knows what that could have been. The doctor said he wasn't going to test me for a coronavirus, said it was just pharyngitis or the other one, what did he call it? Not laryngitis, but just a bad sore throat. Oh, he said tonsillitis even because it was so bad. But then this lymph node on my neck started swelling, and he said it wasn't bad enough to search into it. But my stress level now, it's like twice its size, this lymph node, because of the stress of that traveling. And my husband's a very cool, calm person, and he doesn't understand. Well, he understands me now after 40. We'll be married 44 years in January of 2023. So he understands how I get stressed out and how I can feel other people's feelings. That's because I don't know if I could feel their feelings, but I can feel their presence when they walk in the room if they're upset with someone or miserable people or narcissists, or once they talk, I think I can figure it out. But sometimes first impressions are totally wrong. The person could be having a horrible day that something bad happened to them or something in the family's going wrong. But I tend to blame myself because as a kid I walked on eggshells because of the things going on, and I don't want to start talking about that. If you're interested, watch some of my other videos from my first shows when I started Allowed to Talk over a year ago. Anyway, Abby would not get, here's her ear. She has one ear here on the video. She was sitting up here, so I sat down beside her, but she's sleepy. She's still tired from the trip. Anyway, 49, going south was very stressful for about an hour of rain, and so we got through the Ozarks, and the tunnel doesn't bother me. It's just a short tunnel. It's not bad. It's not like the Pennsylvania Turnpike tunnels out near going towards Pittsburgh. Those are pretty, I don't like them at all. Let's just say that. They're narrow. They're not as much of an opening, and they take a while to get through. So that was super stressful, not being able to see. It was dark and raining. And the 9 or 10 bridges and a tunnel. And I was saying that. And then I have said, and I'm going to confess that I was cursing pretty much. I called people different things that cut us off. Or we saw a truck go 3 lanes from the far left across in front of a tractor trailer off the exit. I mean, it took him 3 seconds to do it, but he came within like the front of the tractor trailer. And if that guy couldn't have braked or couldn't have stopped, that he would have been mushed. But we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of stuff on a 10-hour drive, and we drove straight. And with the camper on, it took twice as much gas. And then coming home, it was only around $90-some worth of gas to get home. And Route 85 through Birmingham, Alabama. It must be the only route that goes down to the panhandle of Florida for the beaches, because that, even on Thanksgiving Day, was bad. And coming home even at 6:30 in the morning, we left around 5-ish, and it was terrible. And I've been on Route 85 South and Route 85 North, going through Birmingham, Alabama, down to Montgomery, which is the capital of Alabama, where it's bumper to bumper, stopping and starting, crawling at 15 miles an hour, crawling at 25 miles an hour, stopping, sitting there waiting, finally going, and people merging like there's no traffic. They're just merging, going the speed limit, and they just merge their way into the right lanes. And that was pretty busy even on Thanksgiving, and it was busy coming up. And they don't slow down, they don't stop. And I'm telling you, the speed limit, I think, is 70 on there. Don't quote me on that. It's either 70 or 75. And at places it goes down to 65 and 60, depending where there's merging. But no one, except the J.B. Hunt truck drivers, were going the speed limit. Most of them are going 5 over, which we were, just to keep up. Or you'd get pushed out of the way, or you'd be terrified. We're going 85, 90. It's terrifying. I just wish they would put another, there's like a Route 31 that goes around there, but it has red lights and stuff. And if you're not trying to get somewhere, like down to the beach in the panhandle of Florida, it's probably the only way through Alabama to get there. And it is insane. I wish they would build a route around there or something. I don't know if it goes straight through Birmingham, Alabama, or not, but I was terrified too. And I mean, I've called people like, what in the world, you know? Some of the words I said were wrong, and they were, I didn't use the Lord's name in vain very often, but one time I did. I said, GD, blah, blah, blahters, blah, 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 blahters, blah, 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 blahters, blah, 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 douchebag mafia in the black cars. And then the guy's license was Pooh Bear, and I said, Pooh Bear, yeah, cut people off, come flying up on the left. You're going 77, 78 in a 75, and they're going 90, 100 in the left. And then there's lane riders who they say only if you're passing, but they're in there just going 75, 80. And then the 90s to 100s are coming, and they want you out of their way. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying. Just how I feel about it. And the dog, she didn't really fall asleep. She kept sitting, sort of looking between the seats, because she wouldn't stay in the back. She kept trying to jump from the back, where we had the seats down for her, onto my lap, because she was scared. And after the rear end accident, because she used to lay back there pretty good, but not anymore, she won't. So yeah, the traffic, I just hope that Birmingham somehow can find a different route, because some places it's 4 lanes, and it's still, and it's like you're in the middle lane, or the one to the far left or the far right lane, there's 2 there, and you're in there, and swoosh, swoosh, whoosh, whoosh, around you, they're coming around you, and it's like, I'm just going to freak out. I can't handle it. I'm serious. Just be calm. But after getting rear-ended, especially, it's like, what's going to happen now? And my husband says, just Don't get all upset. But then I have to have snacks, and I didn't have enough for the ride home, the 10-hour ride home. So he stopped and got me a sandwich, and we stopped and got a breakfast burrito from McDonald's. Those are good. And we just love the Love's places and the new Quick Trips, the QTs. They're good. And then there's also the one we like also. There's another truck stop, Love's QT. And then the other one I can't think of. See, I'm a mess after that stressful ride. So, Abby, you want to sit up and say hi to everybody? She's not going to. She's exhausted. But anyway, she'd sit up and then she'd go, and her head would fall down, and she'd sit up for 10 hours for a dog to stay awake that long. Anyway, flying's not much better for me. I've flown probably at least 20, 30 times. Went to basic training when I was 18 years old, 18, 19. Flew down there by myself, took to land at one place, got back on a plane, went to where basic training was, and when you got to get there, you'll fly, but taking off and landing, I don't like it. And heights. In the Smoky Mountains, man, I was like, I can't even look down over there. I'd stay there about a second, and then I'd run. I'd say, I can't do this. Too heights. Unless you're in someone who has that, who can feel other people's feelings, and just on eggshells, I guess, and you feel like you're in the way all the time, and these cars are on Route 85 south or north through Birmingham. You just feel like, oh my Lord, it's not you personally that they're attacking, but you feel like it's a war zone almost, the way they're flying around. It's terrifying. On Route 85 through Birmingham, Alabama. I've done it probably, they've lived there almost 8 years now, and I've done it twice a year. So you're talking about not twice a year always, but say at least 10 times, and it's terrifying. I want to get to Buc-ee's that is east of Birmingham, and then there's a Buc-ee's close to Mobile, Alabama, and then there's going to be a Buc-ee soon coming to Springfield, Missouri. Maybe we'll get to see that when we visit up here back to close to where our other daughter lives in Arkansas. And I want to see Eureka, Arkansas, and I want to get back to Branson, Missouri, and Silver Dollar City, and maybe I might get to the Smoky Mountains again, to Dollywood. And also I have never been to, I've been to Memphis, Tennessee many times. We drove through there and we stayed there a couple times. But I've never been to the place where the Grand Ole Opry is, and that is, I always forget what it's called, Nashville, Tennessee. And the Ark up there, I think the Ark is in Kentucky. I'd like to go see the Ark and just travel to Florida a lot because my husband retires in less than a month now, so I'm excited. But I'm just hoping they get a better way to travel through Birmingham, Alabama, because that is terrifying. So I just keep dancing and try to, one day at a time, live the best I can. Even if my legs give out someday or I can't get up as fast or dance as much, I will keep dancing in my soul. And I just hope the best for my dog. We're going to move down there. I think right now she's a little depressed because she's not with my daughter's 2 dogs, but she just loves being around other dogs, and it was a long trip home, so I don't know what even to call this show. I guess traffic. So just keep dancing.